Hello and welcome to the Design Make Play Show. I'm your host, Zachary Anderson. For those of you tuning in for the very first time, here on Design Make Play, we seek to engage makers through challenges and discussions, to highlight major projects, and of course to learn about STEAM-based curriculum from science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. If you like anything that you see here today, make sure to check us out at zenmakerlab.com, where we offer a variety of programs and summer camps. You can also go to shop.zenmakerlab.com, where we have available now some of the project kits that we offer in those summer camps. So if you see any of those, you think, hey, that looks kind of interesting, of course you can go to shop.zenmakerlab.com and pick up one of your own. You can also purchase some PPE equipment. So Zenmaker Lab has been pursuing a project where we've been developing and designed some PPE equipment. In particular, a variety of face shields. And we'll also be offering masks very soon, hopefully. So you can find all those things at zenmakerlab.com and shop.zenmakerlab.com. Now, we're trying to make this live stream as interactive as possible, and so we will have the option for you to tweet at us. I'll be checking both Twitter and Instagram throughout the live stream. So if we're proposing some questions and you go, hey, I think I got the answer, you can go ahead to Twitter or Instagram and you can tweet at ZenMakerLab with the hashtag DesignMakerLab. So that covers everything for this morning. Let's go ahead now and dive into our first problem for today, and this is the stone problem. Okay, this is the stone problem. And we notice that we've got three statements here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's walk through this problem. Okay, so in this problem, we're trying to figure out which stone is the odd stone. Okay? So collectively, we have 12 stones. If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've got 12 stones. And one of these stones is a different weight from the other 11. Okay? So one of these stones is a different weight, and this stone that's a different weight, it might weigh more, it might be heavier, or it might be lighter. Okay? We don't know. Alright? We just know that it's different from the other 11 stones. Okay? And we are given the task to figure out which stone of these 11 stones is this heavier stone. Okay? And we're also only allowed to weigh 3 times. Okay? We're only allowed to weigh 3 times. So we've got a scale, and we can weigh them against each other. So when I talk about weighing them, this is important. I'm talking about weighing them against each other. So we've got something that looks kind of like a seesaw, and maybe I can fit that right here. Okay, so we've got like a log, and then we've got our seesaw here. All right, and say that I put one stone on this side and one stone on this side. Okay, then it would be balanced, right? So we can weigh the stones against each other. That's what I mean when I say we can weigh this time. Okay, and of course, although this rock is heavier, it's going to look the exact same as the other rock. Okay, so we can't tell just by looking at it, right? Yeah, maybe there's some like crazy rare metal that's hidden inside the stone. Maybe it's gold. So it's hidden inside the stone, so we can't. That's one of the reasons that we're weighing it. Or maybe it's a lighter element. Maybe it's not a heavier element. Maybe it's a lighter element. So here you can see I've weighed 2 stones against each other. So this is an example of one weighing that we could do. And so I've compared 2 stones at random. And I go, oh, okay. So 2 of these stones. Those 2 stones that I picked at random were the same weight. Maybe I grab another 2 stones. Maybe I grab, this time maybe I'll grab 2. I'm going to put 2 on that side, and maybe I'll put 2 on this side. Okay, grab 2 more at random. So I already weighed those 2. I grabbed 2 more, I put them up there, and I noticed they're the same weight. Okay, so that would be my second time. And then if I did it again, and this time, let's say I grab 3 stones. So I've weighed 6 stones now, put them off to the side, and they're all tilted. And we're halfway through. Maybe I grab the last 3, and one of them on one side is going to be our mystery stone. And remember, we don't know if it's heavier or if it's lighter, right? So maybe this time it's this side is kind of leaning down. Maybe it's kind of more leaning down. Okay. Now it's supposed to be kind of a little bit more at an angle. Okay. A little bit more of an angle, right? And remember, I can't visually tell that this is a different stone, but I've included it up there so that we know that it's there. But if this had tilted like this, and I don't know if this stone is heavier or lighter, then I know that the odd stone is amongst these 6, but I actually don't know if it's on this side or this side. Here we can see, because I've made it blue for us, but say that I made it green like the rest of them. Remember that we can't tell just by looking at it that it's different. Right? If I made that one green, now we actually don't know which side it's on. We don't actually know. We don't know if it's heavier or if it's lighter. We don't know which side it's on. We just know that the odd stone is in this shape. Okay? So that would be my 3 weighing, and at the end of that, I've narrowed down that the odd stone is actually in this range of 6, but I actually don't know which stone here is the odd one. And that's what I want to do. I want to figure out a way to find that odd stone. Okay? So that is your challenge for today. We've got 12 stones. One of them is a different weight from the others. They look all the same. We've got this interesting seesaw weight, and we are weighing the stones against each other. We have 3, we can weigh 3 times, okay? Any amount of stones against any other amount of stones. And we're trying to deduce which one is the odd stone. We're trying to figure out which stone is a different weight, okay? So that is your challenge for the day. So go ahead, take a crack at that one. And of course, if you get the answer, you can tweet at us at ZenMakerLab. Let's go ahead now and jump into our segments for the day.
Hello and welcome to the Design Make Play Show. I'm Sarah and I'm an illustrator and designer at ZenMakerLab. And for today's segment, we're going to cover silhouettes and how they can impact our characters. So let's get started. So what is the purpose of silhouettes? Well, silhouettes can make such a difference in characters, and really they can become more recognizable and more memorable just from looking at the outline of a silhouette. So I'll show you some examples of what that is. But just to clarify, what a silhouette is it's the dark shape and outline of someone or something visible against a lighter background, especially in dim light. So here's the first example that I'm showing you guys. And I'm not going to tell you who they are first, but I'll give you a hint. They are monsters. And they are from this movie, Monsters, Inc. So again, just from looking at the silhouette, we can tell who they are, not even from their facial expressions or the color of what they are, but just looking at the silhouette itself. So I'll give you another example. This is from a whimsical Disney movie, and they are from the cat from Alice in Wonderland. Again, so we're just looking at that crazy smile that this cat has and the shape that it has of the silhouette. And that's, again, just making this character more memorable. And once you've seen the movie, you can start remembering who is who and whether they're a villain or a hero. So next, I will show you one more example. And this is a princess from a Disney classic. They are Cinderella. And again, just looking at her, just from her costuming and how her hair is designed, we can see from the silhouette who this character is. So moving forward, I wanted to throw in this Aladdin style piece because I thought it was interesting to show, again, the exaggerated shapes that we covered in a previous segment. But just looking at these characters, looking at the exaggerated shapes they have can tell a lot about whether they're a friendly character or a villain or a hero. So for example, Jafar, he pretty much has like a triangular shape, and that's kind of the distinction that he's a villain. So looking at these portraits of villains, we can see that they're very edgy and they kind of have sharp lines, and that is making them look more scary and more evil. So here's Jafar, and again, he has these really sharp shoulders and he's tall and lanky, and that's just adding to his character, and we're remembering him because of these features. And next we have Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty, and she has just this giant cloak on with these sharp, scary horns, and that again is making her look like a villain. And lastly, we have this character from Hercules, and he has these creepy long fingers with kind of these tentacle flames at the bottom, so he is a villain as well. But then on the other side, we have these characters who are heroes, and that is Woody and Buzz, and they are more rounded characters and more friendly looking, so we can start to tell the difference between a villain versus a hero just from the silhouette. And here we have Pluto, who is a very friendly dog, and again, we can just tell that he's a playful character and very energetic. And lastly, we have Winnie the Pooh, who is literally the friendliest, softest, cuddliest character that we can think of. And he is pretty much made of a complete circle and doesn't have many rough edges, so that makes him a very friendly character. And now when we're looking at Winnie the Pooh versus Jafar and their silhouettes, we can start to see that not only we know who these characters are because of their distinct silhouettes, but we know who is friendlier, who's more evil, and who's the hero and who's the villain. And I just wanted to end with this example. These are some images from videos and animations where they're using simply just silhouettes with either a colored background or a black and white background. And again, it's telling us so much about the story and who the characters are, and it's still really impactful even though it's black and white. So again, just knowing that we can use silhouettes to really benefit our characters and make them have very distinct features. So for today's design challenge, I would like to challenge you guys to create a silhouette of a villain character. So you can look at the segment before if you want to get some more inspiration, but I want you guys to create a really strong, impactful silhouette that really demonstrates what a creepy villain looks like. So have fun, and I can't wait to see what you guys do. Ultimately, what I hope you guys took away from this segment today is that silhouettes can really help make our characters more memorable and more impactful, and we can actually tell the difference between villains versus heroes just based on the silhouette and the shape that they are. So just keep that in mind when we're creating characters for animations, or stories or comic strips. Creating a strong silhouette can make all the difference. So I hope you guys had fun and learned something new, and I'll see you in the next segment.
Good morning. Welcome to another Design Make Play show. Ella Khorbash is here. I'm a materials engineer and I'm the instructor for Fusion 360 here in ZenMaker Lab. And today I want to teach you how to make new components and how to join them and assemble them together. So let's dive in. Here you can see that I have a car axle. I made it in Fusion 360. But let's see how many components I have. So the first component is the frame. This is the frame for that. And the second one is just here. Yeah, this part. And we have the other part the same as the second part, and then we have this part which is the wheel itself, and then I just mirrored the first part so that I have the second, wheel and all the rods at the other part. But you can see that I can make the wheel move, right? But how it works? So when you have different components, you are able to make them move, and it's just here. You can see the assemble tool at the top, and you can see you have the option to make new components, and you can joint an as-built joint here. So for example, let's check how it works. When you go to as-built joint, you can see that we have different types of joints. We have a rigid, which is not moving. We have a revolute, which rotates around joint. We have slider, and I'll show you shortly. We have cylindrical, and so on. So for example, here you can see a slider joint. So these little cubes slide in the base and you can see it. But how about here? So here, this handle is a revolute joint to this little cube. And it's so fun. I mean, yeah, it's amazing that it can move like this here. But how about other things in real life? Have you ever thought how a hinge works? What is a hinge? A hinge is used in doors and windows. So it rotates as a revolute, and you can see that it makes the door actually move when the door is closed, and when you open the door, it's like this. That's how different components join together, we assemble them together, and we make very more complicated design. I hope you enjoyed this segment. We covered joints and components today. If you are interested in learning more about Fusion 360, visit our website and check out our after-school program. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
We're going to have some fun learning about object control today. Hey everyone, it's Greg here in the Play Zone, and we're going to talk about object control. So these are things to do with throwing and catching and dribbling and passing and stick handling. So when we think of an object, the object could be a soccer ball, a volleyball, a floor ball, a golf ball. So we're going to look at the fundamental movement skills that are associated with object control. All right. So, how would you like to start? We're going to do hands, feet, and floorball stick. So your call, where should we start?
Well, let's start with hands.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take said object, the floor ball, and we're going to walk through a few exercises, starting with simple throwing and catching, overhand throw, catch. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to actually mimic a baseball pitcher with weight transfer, leg kick, aim, fire. Good technique, okay? Now we're going to do it underhand. So we're going to go underhand, cool, underhand. And again, I like to take the analogy on this underhand like you're throwing a bucket of water onto the driveway. So you have a full pail of water, soapy water, and it's pretty heavy, and you want to take that bucket of water and you want to throw it all the way down the driveway as far as you can. So same kind of motion with your underhand throw. Okay. Nice weight transfer. Nice weight transfer. Okay. So now we are going to, a little bit faster, a little more technical. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to throw it. You're going to catch it with your left hand. You're going to shuffle over to your right hand and I'm going to catch it with my left. Okay. So here we go. Moving it over. Catch, throw. Nice. Nice. Eyes closed. All right. A little challenging with the eyes closed.
He did it on purpose.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do a little dribbling. So I'm going to dribble the ball 3 times with my right hand. 2, 3, throw. Left hand, 1, 2, 3, throw.
Oh,
Here we go.
embarrassing.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, throw. Excellent. Round back. Okay, here we go. Right in the bread basket, as they say. Okay, so that was our hand, ball, object control. Okay, now let's do it with our feet. This is where you definitely have the advantage here, being a really high-level soccer player. So let's start with just kicking the ball back and forth. Okay. I like to try and trap the ball with my toe. Right here, kicking it over. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna go passing it from our right foot to our left foot, and then right foot over. Sorry, that was a bad pass, but you got the idea. Right, left, right,
Right, left, boom.
right,
Nice.
left, right. There we go.
Left, right. Right, left.
Okay. This here. Awesome. Now, just for fun to end off the footwork, we're going to try and score. I'm going to try to put the ball past you and hit the boards, okay? And try to get it past me.
Ooh.
Toe save. Oh, okay. That was great. Got the heart rate going, felt good. I feel better about my footwork. You can work on that all the time. Let's get the floor ball sticks out. So I've got my stick, you have your stick. Here you go.
There you go.
All right. Just if you need a 100-centimeter one, that's right there.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, awesome. So again, we're just gonna first of all go nice wide dribbles, athletic stance. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pass. 1, 2, 4, 5, and pass. I want you to actually get your knees bent, and I want you to keep your spine nice and straight, standing up tall. So we're going here. Good balance, good athletic position. Object control, right? Now you're introducing an implement into the equation. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging. So now I want to try dribbling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. I might just start.
Yeah, you can take the ball
Bouncing.
in your
Bouncing
hand
it, yeah.
and then just try and dribble. 1, 2, 3. That's good.
Just gonna bounce it off again. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, this is challenging.
Very. But you've got, as long as you have, again, the fundamentals of your grip and stance, and your eyes are on it, your feet are moving, you got it. Yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
So, again, I'm going to try to nice controlled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So, that was good. We can do this. Actually, I was going to say let's do a couple of backhand passes.
Sure.
Moving off the backhand over
Backhand.
there. Yeah. Another way we can move the ball instead of just forehand. Okay. So that's one. That's down. So we got that. Now we're going to do some object control through an obstacle course. So Rio.
Yeah.
All right, we've done a little bit of forehand passing, backhand passing. Last one we're going to do today is a little obstacle course. So we're going to manipulate the ball with our object, with our implement. We're going to move the object through this little stick handling tool. So I'm going to move it here, 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 and then I'm going to back. And then I'm going to shoot you the ball. Little pass. Now you can come through the nice and smooth. Good job. Yeah. You notice how you had to, take a little bit of pressure off. So your hands, your grip gets lighter, and you just softly move the ball through. So you're nice and easy. There's not a lot of power. You don't have to force it. It's just really about smoothly manipulating that ball through the obstacle course. Way better. That was fantastic. All right. So that was the essence of object control. We worked through some skills with our hands, with our feet, and with an implement. Try this at home. Have some fun with it. Make sure you tune in for future episodes. We'll do a deeper dive on all those elements. Again, thank you very much.
Hello and welcome back. So let's go ahead now and take a look at some of the questions regarding those three segments. Now, of course, these questions will be posted on Twitter and Instagram, but I'm going to read them off now. And if they aren't already up there, go ahead and grab a scrap piece of paper and write down your answers. Get them ready, get them prepped for when they go up. So here we go. We're going to dive into our first question. And this one is regarding the design segment. And the question is, how can a silhouette enhance your character? So how can a silhouette enhance your character? So there are some properties of characters that are revealed when we put them into a silhouette. And the question is, how can those properties enhance your character? So let's think about that. What did we learn about the silhouette? Next up, we have our second question. What is the name of the first joint Ella introduced in today's segment? What is the name of the first joint that Ella introduced in our segment today? So that is your question for the make segment. And last but not least, we've got here for our play segment, what is the analogy Greg used to explain how to throw an underhand ball? So what was the analogy Greg used for an underhand, for how to throw underhand? So those are your three questions. So go ahead and write down your answers to those three questions, and we'll have them posted shortly. and you can tweet them at ZenMaker Labs with the hashtag DesignMakePlay, or of course you can just reply to that. Okay, so those cover our 3 questions for the day. Now don't go anywhere, because next up we've got our second half of the show where we do an engineering tribute, some maker highlights. I'm excited for that. We've got some special guests, and we've got another special guest for our interview for the second half of the show, which I'm very excited for. Our special guest for the second half of the show today is, just a minute here, we've got Carol Ballard. Carol Ballard is our interview for today, so we're very excited to have them on the show. But those are, so stay tuned. Who is Robert Noyce? Who is he? What did he do? Let's go ahead and let's take a look. So, Robert Noyce was the inventor of the monolithic circuit. So, this is a big circuit, and we know a little bit about circuits, right? We probably worked a little bit with them. We know that they're in our phones and things. What Robert Noyce did was he took these big complicated circuits and he integrated them. Okay, integrated meaning put them all together onto a single little thing. He made monolithic, meaning just one big thing, right? Circuits, right? He integrated them all, and the way that he did this was using silicone. And he did this in 1959, and he did it by doping specific portions of that silicone to either be conductive, non-conductive, or semiconductive, right? And there are a couple of ways that you can do that. Primarily, you use elements boron and phosphorus to dope the silicone to either be conducting or not conducting, or somewhere in between. And that's what he did. So that was a very significant invention in leading into all the microchips and processors that we have today, right? And Intel, everybody knows about Intel, right? But Intel produces the majority of the chips, the processing chips that are actually in most computers. And they actually came up with the x86 assembly instruction set, which was like the most optimal instruction set for any microchip. They had a lot of good things. So he invented the monolithic integrated circuit. Very, very cool. And of course, yes, we talked about this, but he founded Intel. Intel, of course, produced many things. So first off, it produced the first microprocessor, and that was actually with Ted Hoff in 1970. But he was working at Intel at the time and knew Robert very well. And then, Intel was also the first company to make commercially available DRAM. So they were the first company to make DRAM commercially available. So a little bit about Robert Noyce as well. He was actually someone that was working with William Shockley, who was the inventor of the diode. Okay, so Robert Noyce and William Shockley actually knew each other, and they were actually he was actually working under William to help build these semiconductor chips, but unfortunately William Shockley didn't get along so well with Robert Noyce, and so there's a little bit of tension there. So what ended up happening was they broke off, right? And I think that is an important thing in life. You know, it's not enough to just be able to work on your own. you need to be able to collaborate, communicate with others, right? And that's one thing that I guess William Shockley didn't do very well. There were a bunch of these young engineers who ended up running off and founding Intel on their own. So it's just something to learn. So a little bit more about Robert Noyce. So he was a little bit of a troublemaker. He once stole a farmer's pig for a luau and was almost kicked out of school for it. So that's not very good, is it? But he said sorry. They let him stay. And he was also an aviator. He actually built a plane with his brothers when he was only 12 years old. And by the time he was in his 40s, he was flying planes. He's always been a big fan of planes, so very cool. But that covers our engineering tribute for today. Don't go anywhere, because next up, we've got some maker highlights. We're very excited to show off some projects that students have made. So stay tuned.
Hi everybody, this is Coach Greg at Zen Maker Lab. We're going to be doing these Unleashing Summer Awesome activities with the staff here. So I'm going to start it off with the floor ball. Here we go. These are things you can do with the shield.
Ever since I got this face shield, I noticed an improvement in my juggling. Stay active, try local.
All right, so that's Unleashing Summer Awesome, the Monkey Bar Challenge. Stay active, try local. Stay active.
Try local.
Here we go, stay active everyone. Stay active, try local.
Early on, we realized that it would inevitably spread to Canada. We had to ask ourselves what we could do to keep our population safe.
My mom is a nurse at Lionsgate Hospital, and her concern is the rapid spread of the virus across the wards, so I decided to create a face shield for her to keep her safe from COVID-19.
And GladSend donated what they could. A lot of hospitals in Canada did not have enough PPE.
At Zen, we're a team of makers with backgrounds in engineering, business, and design. We believe that great ideas are only worth the action taken.
We noticed that these face shields were being made in a way that wasn't environmentally friendly. We thought, wouldn't it be great if we could make one that was recyclable, that was biodegradable, that could protect people, as well as protect the environment.
The power a community has to create health is limitless when we work together.
Hello and welcome back to the Design Make Play show. Next is our highlights section, and of course, I am lucky enough to have two very special guests on the show, Jaden and Caius. Jaden, Caius, thanks so much for coming on the show, guys. Okay. Woo! So I understand that you have been at our Zen Maker Lab camp for the last week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys having fun?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And I understand that you've been making a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Is it okay if we share a couple of things that you guys have been working on at the camp?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So first off, I wanted to share a model, Jaden, that you've been working on Tinkercad. You printed this thing out, you designed it here, and you took it home. Is it all right if we pull that up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I thought you did a really good job on this dragon, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about it. So we've already highlighted this previously, but I just wanted to know about the chain piece on the back. So how did you think to do this? Who showed you this? And then also,
While we were working on you making those chain pieces, you can't.
you were working on making these chain pieces, and who were you working with?
Caius and Ella.
Caius and Ella. Okay, yeah. So if you guys know, Ella's one of our instructors here at Zen. And yeah, I thought you did a really good job on this dragon. What inspired this dragon?
Don't know, I just thought of it.
You don't know, we just thought of it?
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool. Did you end up naming him? I
No.
always ask. No? What did we talk? I think we talked about like a name yesterday for the dragon, didn't we?
Yeah,
What?
you were saying to name it Duck.
Doug the duck. Because it's funny because he's a dragon, but if you call him Doug the Duck, he walks in the people hear the name Doug the Duck, they're expecting a duck, and then a dragon walks in the room and they're like, what? Oh, I thought it would be kind of funny, like catch him on surprise. Yeah, but I thought I really love this dragon. I thought you did a really good job. Did you work on any other characters throughout the camp?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Might have. Well, we did draw some characters during the camp on paper.
Did you guys try making any of those characters in 3D?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, cool. Thanks for letting me share your dragon, Jaden. And Caius, I know that you brought some stuff in. So what's some of the things that you're holding in your hand there?
They're an LED clock.
Whoa.
And in my pocket I have this octopus.
Hey, awesome. And it turned out okay. He's got all his legs.
I mean, I broke one off, but I can fix that.
Oh no, he broke another leg off. So this is our second attempt of Caius's octopus, and each time it keeps coming out as a septopus. What's going on? Why does he keep coming out like a septopus?
Because I keep trying to take all the support material off, and it keeps snapping off the leg.
And it keeps snapping off the leg. So what are some things that we could do to make it so that the leg doesn't come off when that happens?
Well, I could just glue it back on.
Yeah, we can glue it back on. Great, yeah.
It's off at this part right here. It doesn't move much anyway, so I could just glue it.
Can we hold it up? Can we hold it up so we can see? Yeah. And I see that those legs are moving too. And when did you do that?
Well, I figured out how to do the chain link because Ella showed me how to do it. So I just used it for all of the legs so that they're movable, so that it looks like an octopus.
It looks like an octopus. It wiggles around. I thought you did a pretty good job. And we can see here, I'm just pulling up your model here on Tinkercad. So this is the second revision. You actually came back. And
yeah, I just made the head bigger.
Yeah, we made the head bigger.
And the sunglasses bigger.
And the sunglasses. And we made the mustache. Is it the same size?
Yeah, I think so. Or it's smaller.
But
it's hidden. It's kind of hidden under all this. It's probably gonna come off.
All the support material. Yeah, yeah. I like the littler mustaches. I think that they turn out better. Can you guys draw a mustache?
I draw a mustache.
We could draw a mustache. Yeah. I can't draw a mustache. I can't draw a full one. I can get a little bit of beard hair, but not the full mustache. Okay. So very cool octopus. Absolutely fantastic. And you brought one more thing in for us, Caius, and let's take a look at what that is.
It's an LED clock.
Whoa, an LED clock. And does it work?
Yeah.
Hopefully, eh? You want to try plugging it in, and do you think you could explain how it works? And do you remember on Wednesday? I think we built those on Wednesday.
Yeah, mine's at my house running, sitting on a chair.
Oh, okay, good. Is it by your bedside?
It's in my room.
It's in your room? Okay.
You want me to plug this in?
Yeah, you can plug it in the side there. You guys remember we learned a little bit about circuits, right, when we were doing that?
Yeah.
Can you guys tell me what the 3 fundamental elements of a circuit are? Do you remember?
The loop,
The loop, yeah, that's one.
a source, and a load.
Whoa, hey, look at that. So Jaden's got all 3. Yeah, that's correct. Awesome. You're setting the time to the exact time, eh?
Yeah.
I don't think the camera can see. Is there a way that you can hold it around? Beautiful, awesome. And I noticed that there aren't any hands on that thing. So how do we actually tell the time when 2 hands overlap?
Well, each second on that is actually 5 seconds, and each minute each minute is actually 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And 5 times 12 is 60, so we have that running.
So this blue one is for the hours, this one is for the minutes, and then this red one is for the seconds.
And each hour is 1 hour.
Ah, cool.
And it's actually LEDs like turning around, which shows the time.
Ah. And one last question. So what color do we get when we mix all those together? Like if it's 12 o'clock, what color do we see?
I'm not sure. I haven't had it set.
Kinda.
Is it like a purple? When we mix
so.
all
Maybe
the
should we
light
see
colors
that?
together, what happens?
Should we see what that is?
Yeah, let's see what that is. Let's experiment. That's what the Design Make Play show is all about. It's about playing around, experimenting. Oh, it's about to switch over to the next minute. Whoa, wow. Beautiful. All right, let's hold it up. Let's see.
It's just like a very light blue. It looks kind of like white.
It's
white.
It looks like a white
Yeah,
light,
it's
right?
white.
Yeah. So remember that white light is made up of a bunch of different colors, right? And when we mix them together, that's how we get that white light. Well, thanks so much, guys, for coming on to the show and showing some of the things that you've built and some of the things that you made. I really appreciate it. Awesome. And I love the octopus and the dragon that you guys made. So thanks so much for sharing that with us. Okay. All right. So that concludes our Maker Highlights. Don't go anywhere because next up we've got an interview with Peter. So we're excited to have that. But thanks so much for coming on the show, guys.
Hi everybody, this is Coach Greg at Zen Maker Lab. We're going to be doing these Unleashing Summer Awesome activities with the staff here. So I'm going to start it off with the floor ball. Here we go. These are things you can do with the shield.
Ever since I got this face shield, I noticed an improvement in my juggling. Stay active, try local.
All right, so that's Unleashing Summer Awesome, the Monkey Bar Challenge. Stay active, try local. Stay active.
Try local.
Here we go, stay active everyone. Stay active, try local.
Welcome back to the Design Make Play Show. My name is Siri Jones with Zen Maker Lab, and today I'm really pleased to have a special guest, Peter Rosiski of Zap Logo Golf Clubs. He may correct the name a little bit on that one, but hopefully I got that one right. Now, Peter,
pretty close.
In addition to being a really good entrepreneur who's got a cool business and product he's going to talk about, he's also a pretty good hockey player from my Friday hockey team. So that's where I first met Peter. We're all about being active here, Design Make Play. But today we're talking a little bit more about his business and what it's like being an entrepreneur. And so, Peter, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Siri. Glad to be here.
Please correct if I mispronounce the company name. It used to be called a different name, so we just switched to something. Can you tell me the story behind it a bit?
Absolutely. So I don't blame you for making an error on the name. It's Zap Golf Gifts. Zap Golf Gifts, and it's a new company born from a company called Millennium Logo Glove. Millennium's a 10-year-old company that produces and distributes custom branded golf gloves and gift sets, and we've just done a rebrand recently. In fact, the website is just about to launch in the next few days, and it's called zapgolfgifts.com. So not a problem.
Okay, and what do you offer on the website? What can people get there?
Yeah, so zapgolfgifts.com, again, an offshoot of millenniumlogoglove.com. So we've done, for the last 10 years, we've been producing custom branded golf gloves and gift sets for golf tournaments all across North America. So we do primarily three things. We do golf tournament gifting. For those, there's about 700,000 golf tournaments that are done every year in North America. And so we sell to those golf tournaments for a unique gifting item for their players. We also do a lot of corporate branding, so we'll take Zen Digital, we'll take your logo, we'll put it on the gift set on all the different ball markers, and you utilize it as a branding product to share with your customers for gifting. And Zap Golf Gifts is a brand new pivot for us based on what's happened in the world with COVID-19. We had to pivot very quickly, as a lot of companies did. So what we did is it was a plan to bring out Zap over the last couple of years, but it really prompted us to go ahead and do it now. So now we can do personalized gift sets for golfers all across the globe. So now with Zap, you'll go online, you'll be able to order an individual gift set for a loved one or for yourself or for an employee, and you can actually customize each ball marker with photos or memories from the past, produce your individual gift set, and we manufacture it for you, and we have it out the door in about 3 days. And we're now, we've gone from a North American distribution strategy to now we're completely global. So we're going to be marketing, again, all across the planet.
Wow, so that's really cool how, because I guess a lot of golf tournaments were not running, then you did this pivot, something you wanted to do before anyways. But still, what are some of the pressures when you're suddenly, your line of business is kind of a little bit questionable with the sports kind of being on pause? What were the feelings involved? Did you ever feel like, this is just too difficult, or you're always just like, no, we're going to just make this work?
Well, I don't want to sound like Tony Robbins, but it is a fact that my kind of paradigm that I work with individually as an entrepreneur is it's very easy to feel the feelings of fear and anxiety and, oh my God, what are we going to do? Which did happen. But I'm always been the kind of person, and you have to be if you run your own business, is where is the opportunity? And no matter how bad things look, there's always an opportunity. And so when you look for an opportunity, you look for a way out, you look for a a new way of doing business, a lot of things can get born. And so, like I said, Zap Golf Gifts, it's been a plan of ours for a couple years. But just like everything else, it gets pushed aside when you're working on your core business. And then, like I said, when COVID-19 hit, we had to make some very fast moves. And so we basically started along the path of creating Zap. And lo and behold, it turned out to a great opportunity.
Yeah, and I've seen the software. It's really cool. You can upload all the custom text. You can put all your personal images, even different images for the box and the ball markers and things like that. What are some of the occasions people would use this kind of a gift for?
Yeah, so all kinds of occasions. I mean, our company, with these gift sets that we've been promoting these for the last few years, and corporate, we deal with companies that, again, for corporate branding, so auto dealers, realtors, universities, alumni, all kinds of different current ways of using the gift sets. But for the personalized gift sets, basically, we don't even know all the different holidays that are going to be used. But, of course, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, retirement. We've already received a lot of feedback from police departments, police chiefs wanting to use these for their staff. So any special occasion, really.
And has golf, since you are a little bit spread out over an open space, are like golf, is it still running, the golf courses, or are they shut down with COVID, or I'm just kind of curious about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, so for our business, Millennium Logo Glove Zap Golf Gifts, now that we're selling to golfers, it makes things a lot easier because, most of the golf courses throughout North America are open. Of course, I'm hearing now that some of the states in the U.S. are potentially closing down again. I'm not sure about the golf courses, but we've been hit hard for golf tournaments because about 85% of the golf tournaments in North America have been canceled, which is devastating to the charities that rely on these golf tournaments for their prime way of sourcing funds to run their charities. But yeah, to answer your question, no, it's golf gloves. Our golf courses are pretty much open.
Okay,
yeah.
So it sounds like the perfect gift to get someone outside again, active, and remind them to go play some golf again. A lot of sports you can't do, but this is one you can for the most part, and that sounds pretty good. What would you recommend to some of our kids and youth that are maybe thinking about the entrepreneurial pathway versus the 9-to-5 kind of more typical job? What would you recommend?
What would I recommend? Don't do it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of entrepreneurs say.
No, actually, I shouldn't even joke about that because it's fulfilling. It's a tremendous amount of responsibility. I think as Harry Truman said, the buck stops here. So there's really, you won't find a more exciting way to live your life as a life of an entrepreneur. There's always things coming at you. I've been a commission sales rep my whole life, so I've really kind of, what they say is you eat what you kill. And so I'm used to it. I've been doing it for 34 years now. But no, it's exciting. There are challenges. You've got to be able to adapt. You got to be a quick thinker. It's hard work, but if you love the work, then as they say, work is something you do when you'd rather be doing something else. And for me, the lifestyle that I have in being able to have to build everything that we do from the ground up, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh yeah, and I guess it's kind of nice where you're your own boss in a sense. I understand it comes with a lot of responsibility, but you don't necessarily you run the show, right? So.
Well, that's right. I mean, there's so many times, it's great because you can basically work your own hours, but when something goes wrong and you don't know how to solve it, there's no doing this, who's going to help? It's like, it's up to you. So, but yeah, it's wonderful. I couldn't recommend it enough.
Okay, and what's the best way for some of the youth that are thinking about maybe testing the waters to see if it's kind of their type of a thing? How can someone get started with starting a small business?
Oh, well, I mean, there's so much that needs to be known in terms of running a business, but I would start taking courses. There's so many different courses from likes of Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, that kind of assist you in achieving the mindset of an entrepreneur, which is critical to begin. And then, with regards to, the next thing is, well, what am I going to do? And so, to make things, to be able to get through the lifestyle of being an entrepreneur and the problems and challenges you'll have, you really need to do something that you love. So I would recommend kind of brainstorming and what is it that you love to do? What is it, if there's a particular gift that you have or something that you want to provide to the world? I would start there and just kind of jot down what it is you love to do and go from there.
So I know you like golf, so you were able to get a really good match with the business, and I don't think you'll find someone who knows more about golf gloves than yourself, probably on the planet. And so once again, we just kind of run out of time, so we'll have to end things here, but thanks for joining us on the Design Make Play show, and having Peter talk about this golf glove business that he's got, Zap
Golf Gifts.com.
So zapgolfgifts.com. You can check it out. It's a great gift. I've seen it firsthand. Very, very creative and awesome service. So thanks for joining us on the show, and thanks everyone. We'll see you on Monday when we continue the Design Make Play show. Have a good rest of the day and have a nice weekend.
Hi everybody, this is Coach Greg at Zen Maker Lab. We're going to be doing these Unleashing Summer Awesome activities with the staff here. So I'm going to start it off with the floor ball. Here we go. These are things you can do with the shield.
Ever since I got this face shield, I noticed an improvement in my juggling. Stay active, try local.
All right, so that's Unleashing Summer Awesome, the Monkey Bar Challenge. Stay active, try local. Stay active.
Try local.
Here we go, stay active everyone. Stay active, try local.